start to do some housekeeping on a database. So let's imagine we are working on some diagrams, and we've also constructed some additional diagrams for testing purpose or developmental purpose. And now we want to eliminate those diagrams to carry on with our design. The problem is when we eliminate a diagram, the models that we constructed and also all the elements of the models like the teams, the spare part pools, corrective tasks, the various maintenance tasks and so on remain within the database. So we want to make sure that when we remove the diagrams, we also remove all these additional pieces of information so that when we carry on with our work, we only work with information that is relevant to the diagram that we are developing. So the first thing we do, we're going to remove the additional diagram that we no longer need it, and then we go on to Resource Manager and we select URD, and we want to select the only unused one because those are the ones that belong to the diagram that we'll have deleted. So we select all of them and we cancel them. But by removing the URD doesn't necessarily mean we've also removed everything that is included in the URD. So like the models, corrective tasks, the crews, the spare part pools, and so on. So we have to check each single item where we believe there is some information. So for example, for models, we go on to show unused models. So we select all the unused models, and then we aim for removing them. But we may run into some difficulties because some of the models have been created somewhere else, like for example, it could have been created in Weibull and published them and then used in BlockSim. So what we have to do, we have to identify those blocks. So what we do, we go down to the end and we have data source application, so where the model comes from and if it's synced. So that will add 2 extra columns, data source application and sync, and now we can go through and we can see, for example, one of them is being created in Weibull, and we won't be able to remove it until we'll remove the link from Weibull. So what we're going to do, we're going to double click, and here we have a data source. So we double click on data source and that opens up the Weibull folio. So we're now into the Weibull analysis, and in fact we can see we got the icon here that tells us that the model was published. So we go down here at the bottom right and we select publishing, and then we click on this icon that removes the association between the Weibull analysis and the BlockSim. So we'll remove that, and now we can go back into BlockSim and delete all the models. So now that we remove the association, we can select all our models. And we'll be able to remove them all. Okay, so we go back to other resources, so corrective task, and we'll repeat the same exercise for all the other elements. So corrective tasks, scheduled tasks, crews, spare parts, maintenance group, mirror group manager. At the end of which, we'll be able to work with a database that contains only elements that are applicable to the diagram we've been working on. Thank you for watching.